Hey everyone, welcome back. We made it 2 days. I'm proud of myself. I think today we're gonna go down to the mines. We're gonna do some mining. I think that would be a good idea to kind of get some more resources and kind of get myself back on track here with what I want to do. So I hope you guys will all enjoy that. Today, there's a couple things I want to talk about. Today, guess my voice is cracking. There's an interesting post I saw on Reddit today. Now, I want to make it very clear. I try to avoid Reddit as much as I can, but I will admit I kind of fall for it sometimes. Fall for the sense of feeling like there's a sense of community, even though most people are on there are just very problematic. So, I think today I'd like to talk about that post. The post was basically about someone who did videos back in the day and how they would use accents if basically they were a Let's Player and they would play video games. And they'd kind of use accents when the game would kind of portray a character that way. And the post was, to say the least, pretty dang angry, which is kind of fascinating to me. They were pretty upset because they felt like this person had sworn to uphold a better sense of morality, and by doing those accents, they felt like they were causing the next generation of kids to get bullied for having that accent. Now, based on the way I kind of described it there, I think you could assume that I don't really agree with this person. But I found it interesting to think about because ultimately it was an interesting question of like, what do I personally feel when it comes to accents? Do I personally feel they're offensive? For context, I mean, if you can't tell already, I've got a little bit of southern twang to my American accent. You could argue I'm from the South, although most southern people wouldn't probably agree because people get really weird about that kind of stuff. I won't say exactly where I'm originally from, but let's just say I'm from somewhere where it's kind of borderline, whether I'm from the South or the North of the United States. And it's funny because this person says this, but from my experience, if there's one accent. Wow. That's surprising. Anyways, from. Oh man, that just distracted me. We just found diamonds. Look at that. I did not expect that to go so easily. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that I kind of wonder if it really was offensive. But anyway, so I was talking about my own accent experience, and if there's one accent that gets made fun of more than anyone else, like it's the Southern accent. I mean, how many times do you see someone like, "Well, these stupid Southerners, dude, Texas," you know, it goes back to that SpongeBob episode, the Texas is dumb kind of thing. And I found it interesting because ultimately, I don't feel anything toward it. In fact, I use that accent all the time. But the amount of, like, the level of upsetness was kind of odd in this post, I think. I think it came from someone who, you know, probably is starting to morally judge the situations around them. You know, in a way to where it's like, oh, well, this thing is clearly bad, but this person does it, and I hate this. I mean, most people reacted like me, where it was like, I don't think this is that big of a deal, but it was interesting to see some people take a very empathetic approach with the person and say, hey, I understand what you're feeling, and try to say it in a more open way. I think to me, it is an interesting question of, do people really mean, like, kind of when, let me rephrase this, when you're in a situation and, you know, someone starts joking about someone, I think it's an interesting thing to notice if they are doing it with the person or at the person. You know, classic thing. Are you laughing with someone or laughing at them? I've experienced this several times in my life with people where it's like, you know, are they laughing with me in a sense to try and build me up? Or are they laughing at me? It's kind of an interesting question. Because I think both have their place. Sometimes it's okay to laugh at someone. You know, if they're doing something kind of goofy, sometimes it's okay to laugh with them. But in this case, it was interesting, you know? Because it was like, the amount of vitriol was kind of odd. It almost felt like a troll account. It might have been. But it definitely felt like it was one of those things where maybe that person needed some help, I guess. Not to sound, I guess, not to be in my own way kind of dismissive, but I don't know. There was something about it that made me kind of feel like maybe this person wasn't in the best mental state. I guess maybe that's the challenge of it all. I mean, that's funny that we just found diamonds. I mean, I forget if we found diamonds the first episode, to be honest. But, yeah, it just is kind of an interesting thought process. Let me know down below. I've seen a couple of you already enjoying the last episode. Happy for you to enjoy it. Welcome back, my glorious return. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just an interesting thing to me. I don't really know if I have an answer for that kind of thing. I think often we love to make fun of people. I mean, I think a lot of people, if they think the person is actually a horrible person, they will immediately drop any sort of moral code they have to make fun of them. I mean, there have been moments where I've probably done that in the past. But it is an interesting thought that maybe it's not good for everyone around them. Maybe it's actually something that kind of creates problems. Do we have any iron? We have 3. I guess we can make another pickaxe for today. We might have to start going into our diamonds. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Shows how long it's been. I didn't even remember we had a diamond pickaxe. We probably just used it. Why don't we make another? We don't need to rush anything here. Let's just do this. It speeds up the time, though, so... At least for you all, if you feel personally like it's getting a bit slow. You know, it's fascinating. I really haven't... It's hard for me to make an episode longer than 12 minutes. Because, for instance, I just talked about that thing, that Reddit story that I found fascinating. But in reality, that only took 5 minutes. I mean, I talk pretty fast, so I can understand it not taking as long of a time. But, yeah, it's kind of fascinating. Oh, we're about to get into the slog game of it. You know what? Instead, it might be a bit less ideal. This is level 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, level 11. Let's just dig it here for a bit. Because I do need some iron. Let's sleep so we don't have to worry about this. I'll probably dig in this episode till I hit a cave. But yeah, let me know what you think of that story. And maybe I'll respond one day. Oh, well, we found a little bit of a cave. Let's see if this goes anywhere. We did caving like the first episode of this series. But I think I want to do some more, as a lot of our mined materials have kind of shrunken down considerably. I also wouldn't mind finding some obsidian, as I think we're finally ready to start doing some enchanting. But yeah. I guess, like, it's always fascinating with making fun of people. Because, like, I don't know, we all do it to a certain extent, you know? Even if we think someone's our friend. But I think a lot of the time, if you really ask them, you'll find out really quickly that maybe they don't view the relationship the same way. I mean, I don't know. I think we've all lost friends in our lifetimes. Maybe some people haven't. Some people are just that not controversial. What's the word I'm looking for? Problematic, maybe? Or, maybe, oh, well, I'll think of the word one of these days. Probably not. I just find it kind of interesting, you know? That sort of, discussion. But let me know what you all think in the comments about that. Where's the line when making fun of someone? You know? Because I can think of an experience that I had with a friend where at a certain point it didn't feel like we were both laughing at the same situation anymore. And it was interesting to hear their thoughts on it, because they felt like a certain level of respect was expected in the relationship, you know? But I didn't really think that way. I honestly felt like that level of respect wasn't there. So, of course, me being myself and being the masterful communicator, I did not communicate that at all. So, I don't know. It's an interesting thought process. I think people will kind of figure out over time that you gotta be careful with how much you make someone a joke. There have definitely been times where it feels like someone gets forced to be the joke of the situation, whether or not they want to be. Just because they don't know how to say no to something. But yeah. Oh! Wow, that was a bit spooky. Yeah, we better take some more precautions, because... Oh, I did make myself a diamond chest plate. I don't even remember. Wow. It just shows you how... Like... How lonely it must have all felt. I think that's why I get drawn to this game sometimes, is it kind of reminds me of how I feel in real life. But it's all about your own adventure. It's nice having the music come in and make my idea feel even stronger. But with that, we explored a bit of that cave. I'm going to grab my bed here. And we're going to do another episode in this cave. So I hope you all enjoyed. These episodes are a lot shorter than maybe you're used to. Although, to be fair, you're not used to any episodes, so forgive me while I'm still getting back into this. It's going to take me some time to really get used to it. See you all later.